What's up, y'all? Podcast number 38 is here. Take a listen as we sit down with our special guest, none other than WBO Junior Lightweight titleist Jamel Herring. You know the vibes.
This ain't one of them times you can slide by what you say that you gonna do. Put your money up, run that phase, I'm just so improve. You know the vibes, partner. Ain't got no ways up in my guys. I clown in the day, gone in the mañana. I've been on fire lately. Train my spirit, mind and body daily. Victory is sweet, that's the science, baby. It's only right we represent from Tampa to Tally. And keep the pressure on these eyes, they cardio lacking. See you flapping on the canvas and bobbing and weaving. Unleashing the fury on your face while the audience screaming. Hope they got great seats or the pay-per-view. Let's get the breakdown from JD, J, and Q. You know the vibes.
Okay. All right. What up, Boxing World? It's Boxing Vibez TV. We're not in the studio today, but we're still at work, and we brought a very special guest. So let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got JD.
Right here. What's up, man?
We got Q.
What's happening?
Go ahead and tell them what to do, Q.
Man, y'all please hit the smash that like button for us real quick, man. Y'all see what we doing, man. Show us some love. All
right. And that very special guest, I'm pretty sure y'all recognize him, is the lightweight WBO champion, Jamel Semper Fi Herring. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Oh, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
I'm going to go ahead and kick it to you, JD. Go ahead and kick off with your first question, man. We got the champ in the building.
All right, Jamel, so we're going to get into it, man. We definitely like to talk about the whole body of a lot of fighters' careers. So we usually kind of definitely dig into a question related around amateur background. Right. And so I know you represented, us in the Olympics, and you had a lot of experience as an amateur. So tell me, what do you feel about, extensive amateur backgrounds when it comes to the pro game? Or do you think there's a time where you could overstay being an amateur, or is there kind of a perfect sweet spot to you as far as amateur experience goes?
I mean, for most part, you guys see it just in the American scene, like most of the American top amateurs, once they hit the Olympics, they usually after that, the draw, they on to the next thing. But like as you see in some in terms of European fighters, like for example, Lomachenko.
Right, Lomachenko.
Like 400 fights, and and he got 2 gold medals in the Olympics, which is cool. But when they had when he went to pro, they kind of tried to put him on the fast track as a pro. And I'm not saying he doesn't have that same success that he had as an amateur as a pro, but when you look at the record and everything, it's been like an uphill battle for him at times because of all that experience and all that wear and tear on his body from 400 fights is 400 fights, whether it's 3 rounds or whatever. That's still there's a lot of people, it's a lot of opponents you done came across, and then you want to compete. You're expected, as with him, to compete at the highest level. So it was like once he got in the pros, he didn't have that time to develop, and it was never a prospect level for him. He was just a pro debut contender, and then he was on the world title scene, and you know what I mean. And as you seen, he had to do the wear and tear. Finally, it's time to catch up with him as well. But and on the flip side, I don't like how you see a lot of these young kids who I believe need a little bit more amateur experience on their background to to succeed or do well in the pros. Because I always tell the kids, like, if you look at it, your amateur background is pretty much like your resume for a job. Okay. Especially when it comes to the business side of boxing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When you look at these promoters, you rather have I look like this. You rather have the promoter come to you than you trying to go to the promoter. Because when the promoters come to you, that means they see something in you. But if you're trying to oh, well, I did this and now I want to go pro, but no one's really looking at you. For starters, you might not get put on the proper roadmap as a pro. Mm-hmm. You might not get the money that you look for, the signing bonus of that. But when you have a good amateur background and you got top rank, Al Heyman, Golden Boy, and all these guys is bidding for you, you're in a good situation there instead of you trying to go out there looking for the promoter because your resume isn't strong enough.
Right. And I want to dig into also when you mentioned wear and tear. We were speaking with another young prospect probably about a week ago, right. And he was saying that a lot of wear and tear actually comes from the sparring and from a lot of the training. So walk me through kind of how do you kind of keep your body fresh, I mean, as far as trying to not take too much wear and tear, but keep yourself sharp when it comes to getting ready for big time fights?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up too, because that's a true point. Because for at one point in time, I was always in between fights, still doing like a lot of sparring stuff. But then when I started training with Bud, Terrence Crawford, he was like, bro, he said, yo, you don't gotta do you don't have to have all them wars, especially when you're getting older. Why go out there and just be sparring to be sparring when you got nothing coming up, and you potentially take a lot of the fight out of you,
right?
And it's time for the real fight. You ain't got nothing left in you. So like Bud, like there's times even now, like say right now he ain't got nothing to train. He's not training for a fight. He was just out there in Dallas. And y'all all know Errol's my guy too. I speak to Errol all the time as well. So that situation. I'm pretty sure we'll get to that. But but like Bud was the type of person, like, even when he's off, if I need help from my own camp, he'll fly in, whatever, to and we'll spar each other and do whatever. But like he's not going for, like, he'll come in just for the sparring, but he's not, at the same time, he's not trying to do the whole camp workout, because he knows
road work and all that other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like he'll do just enough, because y'all see him, he's always in the gym. Like Bud will do just enough just to stay active and ready. And my man Bo Mac over here talking shit. Shout out to Tony over here. He looking at me, mentioned Bud. Look, here he come. Here he about to come say something crazy, bud.
Oh, he come in.
What up?
What's good, man?
This is kid, like, but like he like same thing, like if Bud needs some extra work when he's training, I'll come in and give him that same love that he'll give me.
I got a question for y'all.
Yes, sir.
How do a fighter stay sharp and ready to go?
How do a fighter stay sharp and ready to go? With my limited experience sparring, I mean, for me, there's nothing more, I guess, predictive of how you will fight than fighting. But at the same point in time, I'm not a professional fighter, so I'm not sparring. I know back when I was just sparring, man, sometimes I wake up, head, neck, headaches, and it wouldn't be that heavy of sparring. So for me, the layman answer is just, the best way to get better throwing punches is throwing punches. The way to get better defense is practicing your defense. And what better defense to have somebody throwing punches at you? So, I mean,
get ready.
Yeah, you got, you know what I'm saying? So, and other thing too, you stay ready.
Get ready. He better come with his answer.
Hey, my answer would be, and I was just talking to Jay early today, because before we hopped on, I was going on a run, and I hadn't ran in like 2 months. So now, mind you, I've been eating right, but I ain't ran in like 2 months. And I was telling him, I was like, man, what's crazy is, it's the difference between being in decent health shape, right? Your typical person walking around. But that's vastly different from being in great cardiovascular shape. I was like,
and then it's even different than being in fighting shape.
Right,
you know
exactly. So I think you got to really stay in the gym, working on your craft kind of year round to stay ready and stay sharp. Maybe not sparring, but you got to really stay at it.
All right.
What about you, my man?
I mean, all the same thing, man. You keep your body in the shape that you stay in condition by doing the things that you do. You
don't pull a Ricky Hatton.
Right. Yeah. So that's what it is. I mean, you stay fighting. I mean, training just like you gotta fight. Like, what I'm saying? I think Bud Crawford, like a lot of guys do. Floyd Mayweather, a lot of guys, they train year round. They stay in fighting shape.
Mm-hmm. They stay around the fighting weight. And I think that's
around the fighting weight. More definitely.
Okay, y'all want to know my answer?
What's your answer?
What is it?
On his days off, you'll need to be doing a bunch of goddamn interviews.
I see what you did.
I appreciate.
Hey, good one. That's a good one.
You see what he did?
I tell you, don't fuck with y'all, man. Hey,
what's up,
everyday, bro. That's everyday.
Hey, listen, dog. We appreciate it for popping up, man. So I'm jumping into something with piggybacking off of wear and tear. Man, I was reading some rumors and I saw a report that you were supposed to fight Carl Frampton at the end of this year. Life happens. Everybody's aware of COVID, your situation, and all that. So things got pushed back. Will that fight get made at the top of next year? And I've also heard rumors like you were thinking about stepping away after that one. Is that true? You know.
Nah, I had to change. I just need, the words. Like last fight, man, I was training like camp-wise, training camp mode from like end of April all the way to September. And you guys know, people like say, like even like guys like Floyd say, like Floyd say, like average camp should be 6 to 8 weeks. You know what I mean? Right. I was in camp then half a year for one fight, and on top of that, in the mix of that, I had caught the COVID. I'm trying to fight through that. You know what I mean? So my body wasn't still 100%, but me being a champion, you want to fight through that and live your obligations. But it wasn't until like I said, I spoke with Bud, I spoke with Errol. It's crazy. Like I said, them guys like separately. I spoke with those two guys, and like they were just like, bro, you still have a fighter. You just need a break. You've been working like crazy for like one fight for months. I missed the whole summer was gone. Spring, right? Going from the end of spring to summertime. Going into the fall, I was still training for one fight. So like when I had to like just take the time off after the Kendall fight, just chill and relax and just enjoy life again. Then I started, and basically got back into the role of being a fan of boxing. That's how I started. You have to love the sport first. And I just started seeing everything that was going around, and you get that hunger back. So I was like, yo, and I took the time off, and I came back for this, for this fight, which is the Frampton fight now. Matter of fact, I'm training for the Frampton fight. I'm telling you guys, as of now.
Let's go.
Right. As of now, the date that they have set is February 6th for the day before the Super Bowl. Like I said, we originally tried to go for January 16th, but ESPN over here in the States and the BT Sports over there in the UK, they couldn't get it. They want that fight on both ends, but they had to have the same date. And they couldn't get the same date, so they had to push it to where they both can agree where they can air it. So February 6th is the date, and then Super Bowl weekend. Of course, that's a big weekend. Right. Put on a big fight, and then the next day have a Super Bowl for everybody to enjoy. But when I came into camp, man, I just had basically a new sense of motivation. Like, I was just hungry again. And then, like, you guys all heard the news. Like, I work at MTK Sports now, and we're not looking past anybody. But the thing is, after we defend the junior lightweight title, the WBO title, we're looking at moving up back up to lightweight where I started at. And, getting another world title opportunity there. So when you hear stuff like that, like if you got the opportunity to not only defend your title on the big stage, but then win another world title, of course you're gonna, that's gonna get that motivation, that hunger back in you. You know what I mean? Of course, we all know, like I said, boxing is business first, and the pay has to be right. But like I said, if you can cement your name, in stone, and do great things, and especially when you have the ability to continue to do great things, hey, why not go for it?
Okay. Now that. Listen, I'm glad to hear that. Just with 22 fights and 23 fights and to me a bright future.
Right.
That brings me to my next question. We got some people swimming around, the 130 division, give or take 4 or 5 pounds. Gary Russell's been talking about he'll go up. You got Javante Davis just put on his performance.
Mm-hmm. Got to mention the guy Shakur's in there too.
Yeah. So what are your dream matchups? And I know you can't disregard Carl Frampton. He's definitely a prime opponent. But just if you had your way of things, are you looking to unify, or are you looking for the next?
Crazy, man. Like that was my whole goal when I first won the title, was actually they tried to get me to fight Burchell, and we agreed to it. We agreed to it twice. And twice we pretty much got turned down. And I give Burchell the respect because he's the number 1 man in the division. He's had the most, title defenses. He holds the WBC title, whatever. So it wasn't like it never. For me, it never comes off as arrogance. Because I gave him that respect. Okay, he's number 1. They got him, the Ring magazine got him listed as number 1. And my whole goal was to get that Ring magazine title, because we all know our history. Whoever holds that title basically says that's the best. That's guaranteed. That's no doubt. That's the best in the division.
Yeah, there's no politics. That's
exactly. T.O. was just on IG Live running around with the ring belt.
That's the man, like Jamel Charlo. They put the ring title on the line. He's the best in his division. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of the welterweight division, like I said, Errol's my dudes, Bud's my dudes. But we see until those two fight, they're not giving that title out to nobody until those two fights. You feel what I'm saying? So when I look at it as like, you know, because we look at today's boxing, you guys know it's politics, so it's like anybody can pretty much grab a belt. But when you get that ring title, that means you actually fought the best in the division to get that belt. You know what I mean? So that was my main thing to fight for Chelt. And we was like, you know, y'all guys seen when I fought Ito, he hopped in the ring. And everybody knows when you hop in the ring, okay, you in there to make you try to make a point. So I was thinking like whatever, because you know y'all know my history. Many didn't think I was gonna do what I did anyway. So I was like, why not continue to keep going and proving doubters wrong? So I was like, hey, make the fight. So boom, I'll give you the timeline. I won the fight May 2019. We were supposed to fight November that same year. I remember, I don't know what happened. I'm not gonna never say that he ducked or whatever. I'm just gonna say the business side took toll. But instead we fought a week apart. Remember, he fought Jason Sosa. And then WBO made me fight my mandatory with Lamont Rhodes. So I was okay, whatever, cool. But if you look at the timeline, you think that we both were top ranked. Okay, but Charles fight this week and Jamel fight the next week. You think that's a title collision. That's a course collision right there. Boom, we both win our fights. I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna go back to the Bachel fight again. Oh no, champ. The team they didn't want to take a fight, whatever. So then y'all notice instead he's fighting Valdez, right? Whatever. Remember also Valdez was coming up from 126 as a WBO champion. Now I'm at 130 as WBO champion, so that makes him the mandatory. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna fight. Me and Oscar Valdez are gonna fight. You know, I ran to his manager out in Cali. And they was like, oh, they gave me my respect. They was like, oh, no, champ, you know, no disrespect. You know, we want to go a different route. That's why they went the Bachelt route. But you know, he was my mandatory, but instead of fighting me, he decided to take the Bachelt route. So I lost another big fight. You know what I'm saying? Another big fight on my list. So that's what got me to go to top rank. Because I seen an article where Carl Frampton said that if he can fight Oscar Valdez at 126, he will fight him at 130. So I said, hold up. Why not we make it his worth and I'll put the title on the line to make a big fight? Because I'm looking like, you know, you don't want to, like in boxing, you know, y'all know how it is. You don't want to be that champion that wasn't a part of the big fights. You know,
that don't have to,
exactly. You see everybody else around you, oh, damn, but Chuck got a big fight with Valdez and this one got a big fight with, you know, you got, you know, Tank with the Leo Santa Cruz.
Right.
You know, what's there for me? So, like, that's why I went to top rank about fighting Carl Frampton. And that's how we got to where we are now. You know what I mean? So, like, and I said, like, and I stuck, and I kept with it. You know, I could have easily been like, all right, I'm ready to move up the weight class, forget it. But now I want that name on my resume.
Okay.
I do that. You know, I want to fight, you know, a guy who's a two-time world champion in two different weight classes. And now he wants to make history becoming the first Irishman to win titles in 3 weight divisions. But, like, yeah, man, like, it's crazy. Like, I actually tried to make those big fights at 130.
Okay.
Yeah, even with the same guys under the same umbrella, and you still see even guys under the same promoter, you can't force these guys to fight you. So
I'm gonna go ahead and say it, champ. You're a 5'10" junior lightweight. I think that might be a problem for a lot of guys.
In a southpaw, you know what I mean?
Southpaw, yeah.
So like, yeah, and like, I know my style is awkward. Like, when, like, because look, they were already, listen, before I fought Ito, y'all seen the articles. They was already talking about, Ito versus Bachelt unification match after the. You know, they was already pushing that claim. Once I ruined those plans, I'm thinking I'm gonna step in. It was like, nah, we good, whatever.
Nah, fam, we good, fam.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like this. If I can't get the unification at 130, I might as well just move up and try to take a belt at 135
and get the best.
I can't afford to sit here and wait on the next man. Because, like I said, man, like, I've been turned down twice by, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to say him, but his team, you know, the best super featherweight in the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But like I say, like me, at the end of the day, I give everybody credit. Like, me and my man Tank, we had words in the past, but it never got serious. And I gave him some respect, you know what I mean? They knock him for whatever about, you know, y'all know the weight situations or him fighting this one. But I feel like, hey, man, Tank's still a dangerous dude. You know what I mean? But he did hey, Leo ain't no walker. Like I said, okay, what you scared about the weight? He made the weight, so I can't say he didn't make he made the weight, and he
performed.
He did what he had to do. So I give, you know what I'm saying. So I will say, like, above me, I will put Tank and Bachelt above me, and you know what I mean. And not just being real, but like at the end of the day, me as a real fighter, you still want to test yourself and compete with the best guys out there. But I mean, yeah, even if the guys like Gary Russell or this one or whatever, like if people want to see the fight, that's what it is. Like I come like when I started watching boxing from my parents and everyone else, they came from that old school mentality. Like everybody, regardless of whatever what the record was, everybody was fighting everybody. The Marvin Hagler, the Tommy Hearns, the
Sugar Ray came out of retirement because they were talking too much trash about it.
But like y'all see it, man. Now, like I don't want to rag on nobody because, like I said, it's more than just the fighter now. It's the people behind the fighter. But they had this whole the business mentality where like, oh, why take that fight when we can make 1.5 million for fighting this one, or you know what I mean, we can still make a lot of money for fighting this one, or now and then you see now that even the sanctions buyers they start to take advantage of it. Oh, okay.
We done talked about that.
We can put a franchise title or super title or whatever on this.
All that.
So it's just like I said, man. Like all thing I can do is just focus on me. And like Bo said, just keep winning, and we just have to, we just have to take it one fight at a time.
Hey, let me throw a quick LeBron James question at you, man. So you're 35, man. We all around the same age, man. And Father Time is undefeated. So I know you got big plans. So how much longer do you see yourself going?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's why I put it up. That's why I point out. That's why I can't afford to sit in the way. Let me see if they're going to fight me this time around, or if I get I got to basically just, if I defend my title successfully, which I feel like I will, no matter what they say. Like I feel like I'm going back to the old me, which is spots and just put on a boxing lesson. But like, you got to start using the politics or some real shit in your favor. Right. Like with the WBO, you defended, I move up. Guess who's number one mandatory for the fight for the 35-pound WBO? You know what I mean? So it's like while I have the advantage, I gotta use that time. I can't sit there and just wait on this one or take the layoffs a year. Nah, man, I'm trying to just do what I gotta do now and then move on and do something else afterwards.
Okay, so and
wait. Now let me get some in. Now we ain't gonna go around. So real quick, man. I just want to say, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
hear you.
Okay. One, I see you a decorated Marine, and we want to thank you for your service and everything, man. And
thank you, bro.
I want to know what made you make the decision to go to the Marines, to go to the service in general or whatever.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad. Nah, I'm from New York, so like I came up with like most of my friends were either out there. Y'all know how it goes. They're there, slinging, killing, you doing whatever, man. It's just like I never forget. I had a teacher, real talk. That was when I was talking about even joining the military, they were just looking at me like, "Oh, you're just talking. You'll never do it." So that actually played into how I am today. When people try to tell me what I can't do, I go out there and do it. So that's why I was like, they think I'm not gonna go out to the military do whatever. I'm gonna go out there and do it. Do that. Then same thing. Like I could think another thing. I could have stayed in the military. I had a good career in the military as a Marine. But then at the Olympics, I was like, at the Olympics, I'm looking at my guys like, damn, because I'm some real shit. I'm always honest with myself. Go back and look at the 2012 team. They looked at us as failures to be none of us, none of the men at least. Shout out to my girls, Clarissa and Marlene, who did medal for that team. But when they look at the team, they be like, "Oh, we failed." So like, and then they started looking at, okay, well, let's see who'll be good as pros. And of course, you had guys like JoJo Diaz, Errol Spence, and this one. They already had guys like Jose Ramirez, Rashid Warren. They already chose like in terms of like riders, they already chose those dudes to be successful in the pros. But then when they looked at me, because I had the least amateur experience, even though I was the team captain on our team. They looked at me like, well, he might as well just stick to what he's doing as a Marine. He might not have a good run as a world in the pros, or even fight for a world title ever. So when I started seeing that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna finish my second term enlistment. I'm gonna go pro, and then here I am now. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like if you look at that team now, it's on the current world champions is Errol, JoJo, myself, Jose Ramirez, and Clarissa.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a very talented team. But like I said, when you got somebody like me who people will doubt it, and I'm still out here not only as a world champion but successfully defending it, that says a lot.
Yeah, it says a whole bunch. And speaking of the current champs and when you're on the Olympic team with, we something happened yesterday. I think the world saw it. I just want to know how'd you feel about your man's performance, Errol, and he looked 100% back to me.
Listen, I was the first one to reach out to him like, hey, bro, I'm happy for you because I know his family. Like I said, like Errol pointed out, he was born in New York. So a lot of his family I know personally out there. So like, to me, is bigger than boxing. My main concern, as much as everybody else was, let's see how he looks when he actually gets something, when he gets hit with something. You know what I mean? Because that was an accident. That was crazy,
horrific.
Yeah, it was just a blessing for him just to be even talking to you today. Now, let alone how his body will react to taking physical punishment again in the boxing ring. So like, but I mean, I thought he looked good. He did what he had to do, and I'm just glad that he's back. But of course, being me as the boxing fan, I would love to see him and Bud fight.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty sure all of us want to see that fight, but like I said, he got that out the way. Bud got rid of people said Kell Brook was his biggest fight at welterweight, and he demolished Kell Brook there. So like for the fans, like of course I would love to see both of my brothers fight. It's a sport. I look at it as a sport. I don't take things personal like, oh nah, we ain't rocking with you. Because like I said, Errol's like, he'll come to me on some one-on-one, like, bro, like, I'm proud of you. Because, like, he knows, like, where I came from. He was like, bro, they doubted you here. So, like, that's just real. That's just real love there. So, it's not like I'm going to switch up or, like, look at them different.
Okay, so as a pure just, fan sitting back, who you got?
I can't do that.
Hey, he ducking that smoke.
Hey, to me, I think, listen, man. Bo might say something different over here, but I think, like I said, man, to me, it's a good fight. They both. What? Here we go.
Hey.
Errol and Bud.
He's gonna pull the curtain out. He's gonna pull the curtain back.
Hey, he'll stop him in 9.
See? Y'all heard it.
Hey, y'all see what y'all seen last night.
Okay. So he said Bud stop him in 9?
Inside of 9.
Inside of 9. Inside of 9, he said.
That's what it is, man.
Well, y'all got anything else for the champ?
One more quick question, right? So you just spoke on the Olympic team and the success of the Olympic team and the pros and everything, and you talked about your journey and things you've been through, battles and everything. So I want to speak on a particular fighter that's on the same Olympic team, Clarissa Shields and her new endeavor, and I want your thoughts on that, man. I want your thoughts on.
I love sis. Don't get me wrong, but that goes to show you like the frustration she's going through as a fighter in her own sport.
Definitely.
They took away her number 1 pound rating, put her at number 2 because why? Because her promoter or her management or whatever, they couldn't keep her busy this year. You know what I mean? So like I'm more upset with the people.
Her body of work. Well, her body of work, she should be able to take off a whole nother year and still have it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
her body of work.
Like, just being an American, period, if you look at just not even male or female.
Two gold medals.
Only.
The quickest to ever, she took Lomachenko, 11, 12 fights to get the world title, her 10.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you don't hear about that.
That's what I'm saying. They'll argue with you. Well, the women's division, yeah. Listen, man, I look at what Eddie Hearn's doing over there for his female fighters, and y'all see they got a damn. If you look at it, they got a damn. They got women headlining over there in the UK every month or so, and they be good fights. You know what I mean? It's not the days where like respect. I love Layla Hadid, but like you can't name too many fighters that she was beating up on that was at her level. You know what I mean? But in today's women's boxing, you got a lot of even matchups at a high level. Like you got Kaylee Taylor's and then my girl Michaela Mayer,
Jessica McCaskill.
Exactly.
Jessica McCaskill.
Us being as male fans of the sport, we actually name a handful of female fighters that actually good, and around that same way. So it's not like you can't say that women's division isn't competitive because it's probably better than it was 5 years ago now.
Right. Better than it's ever been. Yeah.
A lot of these girls step up their game, and they have to doing it, but like. I just think that whole thing just shows the frustration that like she just loves to fight and she's got to do whatever she do. Just to stay and fight. Like I pointed out early, to stay fight shape ready all year round is crazy. But like, I'd rather see her in her natural element because like, come on, man, like you wouldn't hear if Floyd Mayweather was actually boxing today, number 1 pound for pound. Would you hear him talking about something? I just signed up for
MMA. Nah.
I mean, yeah,
right.
because he like I said, he has the Al Heyman and the promoter behind him.
Right.
I just think she needs a better, like I said, I tell her too, like she needs a better team because like I mean, look at it. Michaela was an Olympian on the 2016 team. She has top rank behind her. You know what I mean? Katie Taylor and them and a group of them, they have the the Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, the Zone.
Yeah, the Zone. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So and it's like you can't even really really point out much of who Clarissa's manager or promoter or if they're big. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like the bad thing. She's out there fighting to get the fights herself. Y'all see it? She get out there on Twitter. She's out there calling for this fight or that fight. But like you don't have. But you look at the other side. Kayla Taylor quiet as hell. But you know why? Because she got Eddie Hearn in her man.
People,
The talk.
She got,
you know what I mean?
Ireland, yeah.
So
and her country's behind her like that. You know, we need.
I'm saying, Kayla, she got Bob Arum. Man, 90 years old, still out there doing this thing, but she got the top rank train behind Michaela. It's like Clarissa's out here, fending for herself, and it's a shame because, like I said, she got all these world titles in multiple divisions now, and she was the first. She was the first ever. Another thing, she was the first ever Ring Magazine pound for pound women's champion, and then like a few months later, because she couldn't stay active, they take our rating away and they move Kayla Taylor up, and there's nothing against Kayla because Katie's a hell of a fighter, but Katie she has that machine behind her.
Yeah, but also she went life or death, man. I mean, you can't think of no life or death fight that Clarissa been in life or death. She got knocked down and got up and handled business. Like Daphne Bassoon, them fights could have went either way. Christina
Hammer. They thought that was gonna be her big challenge.
Right.
Murdered.
I thought she could have stopped her if she really pushed for it. She could have stopped her, but that just goes to show you how dominant she is, and it's just sad that she doesn't have that big backing that she deserves. But I hope you know what? Again, she gets the right people behind her and get back in the sport, bro. Because I ain't feeling that whole MMA. Because you know what they're gonna do once you look mediocre in the MMA. What they gonna do on the boxing side?
Right.
They gonna look
that great anyway. She keep calling herself the GOAT. She ain't look out. Y'all know it's gonna come.
Yeah. So I mean. And to that point, man, so having a team around you is very important. Just looking at the politics of boxing, so I completely agree. We got anything else for the champ?
Yeah, hold on. I got to give him a lifestyle question. Now, over here at Boxing Vibez TV, man, we boxing news, events, and lifestyle. So I got to ask you, when you getting hype, when you in the gym, when you and Bud and all them in the gym working out, what's in the headphones, man? What's in the headphones?
Oh shit! Listen, Bud crazy as get in the gym. We got if you look at any of the videos I put on Instagram, my story, man, we listen to everything. Like Bud is like, he got me listening to all the '80s classics. I'm telling you, y'all see what came out to.
Yeah, you heard me came out to Shaka Khan.
Oh yeah.
We don't discriminate. But like but y'all like we all come from the same background. Y'all know our parents or we listen to all that come up from like I listen from like Temps, Four Tops, and all that to everything that's going on even today.
Okay, that's what's.
But you know what it is? You don't have the same mood every day. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some days I put on some motherfucking 90s woo, but something next. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing motherfucking Belle Biv DeVoe in the background or some shit. I'm sticking to my roots, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Well, from an Army veteran to Marine veteran and Boxing Vibez TV, man, we appreciate your time, champ.
Thank you for coming through, man.
Oh yeah, all up, man.
Fans forever, baby.
Y'all gotta catch me again when Bud is here. I'm gonna get his ass sit down with me. You know what I'm saying? We can
most definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Most definitely.
We done met him about 5 times, man.
Right.
But now we get
super cool dude.
Now we have an ally to
tell me this though. But Bud, he's a lot different in person than what people think he is. And
he's like, super cool.
That's not, people think he's like this cold dude that man. He's Bud.
Right.
He was in the casino. Wasn't he in the casino?
Solo, all by himself. This was years
Mandalay
back.
Bay. Mandalay Bay, Mayweather Pacquiao weekend, man. 2-3 in the morning, solo dolo by itself, man.
And Fury Wilder, bro. Wasn't it Fury Wilder? Where else we saw Bud?
We just saw him this year. Yeah, Fury Wilder and
Yeah, so shout out to Bud, man. So most definitely, champ. We appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all love, man. Y'all take care. Hit me up anytime, though, man.
All right, man. We wish you all the best, man.
All right, much love, bro.